Welcome back, everyone. So today I'm going to do a long overdue video. Been meaning to get around to this for ages. That's doing Android Auto, Mirror Link, and CarPlay in the Smart. It's relatively simple. It is just a small amount of coding, but I'm doing slightly different because I'm going to upgrade my phone mount at the same time. But I'll explain what I've done as I go along with that. Here's my phone charge mount. Basically, I did a video on it before. It's just one that sticks on the side of the screen. It is fully motorised. I haven't got the car on at the moment, so I can't show you, but it's got sort of air gestures, so when you put the phone towards it, the clips move out, move back in. Fully motorised. It does do wireless charging, but which that has started to sort of play up a little. And my wife's phone doesn't support that either. So what I wanted to do is slightly change the wiring on it, just so that it will support both. With the phone mount, I have got the video on it, and I will put the link in the description. That has also the link to where you can purchase them. They're only you can get them for like 15-20 quid on eBay. This one sticks to the side of the multimedia screen. You have one that has a mount that sits and sticks to the back, so it can be up the top. You also have one that does the air vents as well. So they are pretty universal and relatively good. Now with it, you have the little cable. This one's loose now, and what I did do is run it through the car behind this, and so that sort of just came out there. And it just plugs into the bottom. Now, like I say, it is starting to play up slightly, and my wife's car doesn't support it. What I want to do is have the ability to be able to plug it in for when I do the Android Auto for my car to plug into the USB port. So what I'm going to do is run a USB extension cable through the car is filthy at the moment, I do apologise, through the centre console, up through into here, and then basically what I have got is a USB type 2 to USB-C 3 thing. So basically what I'm going to have on there is one of these. I'm going to move one of them out of the way, so you're only going to have two coming through. And like I say, I'll have it so that sits in there, so it's really tight in, and you won't be able to see it. One of them on here is dedicated. This is your data side. This one does do charging, but it is a data one as well, where the other two are specifically only charging. So what I will do is have one of the charging ones in the bottom of the mount, and then the data one loose, so that I can plug that into either my phone or my wife's phone. It'll disable the wireless charging, so the phone will still charge, but obviously when it's plugged in, I can either do wired or wireless Android Auto CarPlay. So that's that. So I'll crack on with that, get all that in, which isn't really the main part of this video, and then I will show you about how to install CarPlay. So that's all rewired now. I say the cable comes out. I've tucked one of them back behind. This plugs in. It's got the data port on it. And obviously I'll have motion. One I've got to turn on, but that'll have motion, so that'll open up and close on the phone, and it'll plug and play as always. The cable is just run behind the centre console all the way through and plugs into the USB port in the centre console. So we're going to move on to the Android Auto part. I'll just explain a couple of settings. What we will need to do is turn the head unit on, and what we do on the main screen, you push the menu button, which is here bottom left. You're going to go into System, and then you're going to go to Status and Information, Version Information, and then this will tell you all the different versions. Now, I've got application version 11.346. You need to be looking at 11.342 or above. If you haven't got that, you can use the Smart System Update software. Doesn't cost anything to download, and it's really easy to do. If you need a video on that, there is quite a few online, but if not, if you need a video on that, drop a comment in the comment section, and I can do one of them. But if not, as long as it says 11.3.42 or above, you are looking in around 2017 onwards, which should support the Android Auto and the mirror screen and so on and so on. So the next thing to do is just the coding part. What I will do, I will obviously switch on to my laptop and we'll go from there. Okay, so with this, obviously you're going to need the DDT for all software. I have got other videos on how to set it up and so on, and basic use. So I am going to quickly spin through this bit. What I will do, little bits of this take a little bit of time for it to load and so on, so I will just cut that bit of the video then as we go along, just to speed it up a bit. So what we need to do, where it says all, nope, let me get there, Twingo 3, and then scroll down to, in the second box, navigation. And then we open up the navigation. Basically it's got MFD, just go to whichever one's the highest. For me it's version 4.6. Again, open up the navigation screen, so it does take a second or so, so it will just shorten the video as we go along. It's going to be configuration, and you go down to where it says ECU. I'll try and, if I can make that bigger, there we go, it says ECU, ADAS, HAVAC, TCU, telemetries, and so on and so on. Again, click on that, so it brings it up on the main screen. And then what we need to do, I'll try and make that. Is go down to where it says ECU configuration. Now with this, you need to go to Einstein mode. Make sure it says after sales here. And then as you can see, SVP iPhone, Android Auto, Mirror Link, SPVR for other phones. So they all say not present. So what you need to do, click on it and change it to present for the SPVR for iPhone, Android Auto feature, Mirror Link feature, and SPVR for other phones. Just make sure that they say present. And then what we'll do, as always, hit the old yellow box, right to ECU. Going through all your little bits at the bottom, and then basically it now says present, 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 yes, yes, and present. That should be it complete. Well, so I'll just exit out of that and we'll head over to the car. Okay, so once you've done all that, you've got to hit the old home button 5 times and reset. Now what you need to do is a couple of things you need to set up on here. Now I found I had to set up services, so you go into services, settings, data sharing settings. Mine was set to off, and basically I had to set mine to yes. Come out of that, and then in system settings, if you go in system settings now, you'll have the smart screen option. So you click on there, and it basically goes through all the different options. Now I will always have mine set up to ask me at launch, because it depends if I get in the car or my wife gets in the car. My wife probably won't use it and she'll stick to the normal system, where I will use the CarPlay. And there's a couple of settings on there. There's also a couple of tutorials about how to use Android Auto and Mirror Link and so on. So basically, I'll just try and do it on my phone. Once your phone's plugged in, it'll ask you want to connect. You say yes. So what you do, little Android Auto thing down here, you click on there. Now that will take you into your main screen, and it gives you all your different options, some maps, smart calendar, messages, everything that you've got set up there. Some of that I'll probably go through the settings and take off. Down the bottom, you've got these little notifications. So if you get a message, it will come up in there. If you click on the little music note, that'll bring you to whatever you're using. So I'm using TuneIn Radio. So you can click on TuneIn Radio. You can play around with that, as in like recent, what you want to listen to. I mean, I've got Heart 90s on at the moment, but it scroll through all the different options. But yeah, so once you've got that, click on that. It'll start. It takes a second to buffer, but it's basically in there. Obviously, you click on there as your maps. I'm using Google Maps. I mean, you can set it up to turn the music off. Set it up to Waze, but I'm using Google Maps at the moment. And then if you push the little circle button, you have got your assist button. Cancel. And it'll just go through all that. Yellow button takes you back to the main parts, all your different bits. And then if you push the home screen, that will take you through. If I did have, see, if I have I've turned off the digital radio, but if I had that playing, let's get that playing. Go to Heart 90s. And then basically if I head back to the main menu using the home button, you've got Heart 90s playing on Android Auto, and you've still got the normal sat nav. But what you can do is obviously, if need be, click into there and use your sat nav. But as always, if need be, you can get back using the home screen button. But that is about it. Obviously, I hope that video was helpful. As always, any questions, comments or complaints, put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as quick as possible. I will leave an email address in the details section, just so you can get hold of me if need be. As always, there's lots of information online in regards to all this good stuff on YouTube, smart forums, and there's a decent website called Evolution. Again, that's a sort of smart forum that has lots of knowledge on there, lots of queries, questions, and how-tos as well. So have a look at that. There's lots more coming up. The channel's slightly changing. The BMW is now sold, so there's a new vehicle on way and lots of new stuff. So keep watching. I'll see you in the next one. Please look to like the video if it's useful, and please look to subscribe to the channel, because I say we've got quite a bit coming up. But as always, if you have any questions, give us a shout and I'll get back to you as quick as possible.